What up with the people? This is Sylvester Bracey Jr. and this is Cuuulcha by Sylvester, Conversations with My Father. First get down right here is called The Black Man's Dilemma. And I call them get downs because, you know, a lot of people call them episodes on these podcasts, but me and my man, we didn't have episodes. We used to get down. You know, when we sitting there, we chopping, we smoking, I used to, look, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I used to blow with my old man. You know what I'm saying? I started blowing when I was 13. I stopped when I was 28. But when I got with my old man when I was 21, we used to blow and drink a beer and chop it. You know what I'm saying? We come with every conversation under the sun. And he giving it to me. I'm giving it back to him on some stuff, but at the same time, I'm learning, I'm listening.
Afro right here, or somewhat of an afro. It's not big, no. But they want us to wear skin head, what they call it, high and tight. High and tight. It's not my culture.
Old man had left these journals, right? And in these journals, he's had these different topics, things he wanted to talk about, things he learned, conversations he had. And there was a little snippet in there about a conversation we had about the black man's dilemma. So basically, in short, in his journal, he has said the black man's dilemma is this. They as a people have been misled. Therefore, they misread life and misinterpret its meaning. Consequently, they misunderstand and miscalculate. And in the process, they misconduct their affairs. So I'm like, what do you, give me more on that. You know, what are you talking about? He would always use my life as an example. So he began to question me about how it was when I was around, when he wasn't around, like learning about girls. So I'm talking to him about, you know, when he left, like from the time I was 3, I was plugged because my family, there was so many guys in my family that was older than me, they was already plugged. So I'm 3 years old, I'm plugged with guys 9, 10, 11, 12, they on the baseball team, I'm the bat boy. You know what I'm saying? So I know all the older guys. So I'm 13 now, I'm smoking, drinking. I'm in the session with the guys, they 14, 15, 17, 24, 19, different ages, right? And I remember the guys be talking about, yeah, man, you know, if you want to get her, man, you gotta make her come. You know what I'm saying? You make her come, it's over, it's a wrap. She in love now. He's 24, 25 years old. He's really young when you think about it, but he's old to me. And they like, man, if you really want, once you make her come, they like, get a key to her crib. Once you get the key to the crib, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? She in love with you. Man, you got her. She gonna take care of you. You know, pretty much you gonna use her how you want to. So I'm 13, right? I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying to myself, yeah, I gotta learn how to make these girls come. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen no parts of the booty. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no girlfriend. I'm a virgin. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just sitting here stunting. 13, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that. I remember even before that, I'm like 7, 8, and I learned later that little boys is just like grown men. I'm 7, 8, 9, 13, you know, years old guys talking, and we having this conversation, my thing's so big conversation, right? Just like dudes have today, grown 35-year-old dudes. And they going around a circle line, you know, my thing's so big, when I get with old girl, I do this and she do that. Well, my thing's so big, I make her do this, so I got to my turn for my lie. I'm like, my thing's so big, when I put me inside of her, it go in her and it come out her butt. And it's like crickets. And one of the guys, he a little older than me, he looking confused. He like, but wait, I thought hers, it go under, I thought it go under. And the older guy like, it do, I don't know what he talking about, he tripping. You know, and I'm like, no, I'm just saying, my thing it go around, I'm lying, right? But that's what it was like when your old man ain't around. I don't know nothing about no girl genitalia or being with a girl, none of that. You know, and there were just so many things that was happening in the hood with the guys, and I'm being raised by boys who don't know any better either. So we had some fathers in our community, some two-parent homes, but mostly it was single-parent homes, women raising these kids, and it was a lot of guys. So we had each other, and we'd be around with each other, kind of raising each other. Another thing that was going on, like when I was growing up in the 80s and in the 90s, in the late 80s, mid-80s, late 80s, it was a lot of guys. My guys was dropping out of high school. That was like an option. Like you see one of your guys you ain't seen in a year or two, you're like, man, you still go to Julian? You still, man, I don't go to Julian. I be at the crib, man. Oh, you be at the crib? I'm gonna slide through, I'm gonna slide down. I mean, it was like, okay, that's an option. That's another thing that was happening when there wasn't no guys around, the old men wasn't around. But I don't know if I said it before, but in the hood there was gangsters. We had drug dealers. We had players. We had some guys that called themselves pimps. One of the guys, he was about 10 years older than me. He had Goldie 95th tatted on his arm, right? Had the butters and everything, the perm. But if you know anything about the old school black exploitation movies, the Mac, his name was Goldie. So I was kind of trying to imitate like Goldie. I never tried to imitate him, but I did try to be a player like the older guys, try to be, you know, a gangster like the other guys, the older guys. And what happened when I got with my old man at 21, he began to reshape how I saw things, reshape how I approached life. So when I was 22, I did meet a young lady that I liked, and I did get a key to her crib. But when I got with her, the dynamics of our relationship took on a different path from what I had been told from the guys. Because what the guys had told me in the street was more like, you seen that movie, Baby Boy, Jody, Tyrese's character? Get her whip, take her to work, go on back out, kick it, sell your weed, come on back, pick her up. That's kind of what I was taught. But when I got with my old man, it wasn't like that. And when I got with her, I realized, man, I like her. Me and her, we linked up and we took off and went that way. So versus her pulling me and struggling and carrying the weight of three, together we just like two, this is like taking a horse with a carriage and two people in a carriage. That horse can gallop with that carriage. But if you take two horses and it ain't no carriage and they just galloping together, whew, they about to make some noise. And that's what happened with me and my girl. I found that me and my lady, I was naturally the head of the household, but she was the neck. You know, the neck moves the head, but together the neck and the head make great music. So I've been with her now 29 years. We married, got the house, picket fence, 2 kids, and the whole shebang. But my old man shifted that, began to tell me about who a woman was and what a man is and what my role was. And I listened to him, and I began to try the things that he was teaching me, just little sprinkles. And I would see how she would respond and how positive it would be. And I realized, man, she a partner. I got my own money. What I need her to go to work and get her money, buy me shoes and underwear. No, I'm cool. But I need you for other things. And as a partner, we began to build. And we began to grow. And we got married and we started a family. And the rest is history on that. But the old man went on back to talk about these roles that's in the hood. And how a lot of this stuff is what you see on TV. The black man playing the drug dealer or the gangster or the player or the pimp. And he said anything repeated enough will begin to require the ring of truth. He says, but you got to learn to look past that, what you see on the surface. And he said, he gave some examples. He was like, think about so-called lower class people. When they've been given an equal opportunity, look how they get down. For instance, Oprah Winfrey in broadcast. He says, you look at it, man, she's become equal to, if not superior to, those so-called upper class people. You know, Barbara Walters ain't no better than her. She might be colder than Barbara Walters. You know, same thing with Venus and Serena. They killed the game of tennis. Who want to get it? Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Daniel Hale Williams performed the first open heart surgery in 1893. He's a black man without the assistance of antibiotics like penicillin. You know, Stevie Wonder, the man blind. Look how he got out. He was like, so when they learned who they were and were given an opportunity to show who they were, look how they shine. He said, so now my goal is to show you who you are. You don't have to strive to be no gangster or no player or no pimp. Whatever happened to the brother who wanted to be the astronaut, or the president of the science lab, or even just own 45 properties in real estate? You could be that person. Who says you gotta be what they want you to be? So that's what he said, that's what he meant by the black man's dilemma is this: we being misled. We misreading and misinterpreting life because of what we're being shown. And I have fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker, in part because my old man wasn't there to show me the right direction. So now I say all that to talk to you, because it ain't even about me and my old man. I know I ain't did nothing, and I'm gonna talk about some of the particular things I did on different get-downs, but I ain't did nothing in my hood that you haven't did in yours. So let's think about how you came up. What did you see? Who was talking to you? What were they telling you? How were they directing you? Where did it come from? Those are the questions you gotta ask when you look beyond what you see on the surface. Why are they thinking that way? Where have they gotten their examples from? Because if you think about it, no black man really wants to be the gangster. That ain't even in our makeup. We were shown that by somebody, and we were told that that's who we're supposed to be. So in essence, that conversation was one of many conversations within that 21 to 23 time frame we live together every day that caused me to think and question things, even some of the guys. And within that time, I stopped. So this is for another get down, but I'll give you a sneak little peek. You know, I had my little time of selling drugs. By the time I was 23, I stopped. By the time I was 23, I wasn't hanging out at the park or on the corner till 3 in the morning no more. I wasn't doing that no more. You know, I was coming home to my girl. We was building a family. And like I said, I've been with her 29 years. A lot of the guys who was teaching me that stuff, they ain't with those women no more. You know, I had a whole different approach, which was a two-people approach. And we built something. So the question is, what do you want? What's your dilemma? Where do you want to go? Are there things that have been told to you, things that have been shown to you in your history, in your hood, from your guys, which I respect? Hats off to them guys. They was trying to put me on. And some of the things they put me on with was love. But not all of it. You have to learn how to listen to some of it, understand what you're hearing, filter what's good, keep it. That which is some garbage, there's the trash. So my old man taught me that. And that's all I pretty much want to say on that topic. You know, that's the get down. Understand what you're seeing. Understand there is a dilemma. You have it. Take a look at it. Take a look at your surroundings. Maybe it's time to change them. Maybe it's time to change who you're getting your information from and your guidance and your tutelage. Or maybe just take a little bit from the older guys, take it from the guys who doing where you see yourself being. Do you want to be a gangster? Because here's the thing about gangster life. It's not a long-lived type of life. You know, think about in your hood, anybody who was like straight up bona fide, straight up gangster. How many of them been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years? And if they have, how's that worked out for them? Is that the success you see for yourself? If it's not, maybe it's time to expand where you're looking. Anyway, man, my name is Sylvester Bracey Jr. This is Cuuulcha by Sylvester, Conversations with My Father. As my old man used to tell me, I'm going to tell you. Until next time, to be continued, over and out. But like I like to say myself, that was his saying. My saying is this: much love, much respect. Revolutionary salute. It's been one. I'll get down with you on the next get down. Talk to you then. I'm out.